welcome to the first ever official Come and Go podcast. I am thy host, Fidel, and I'm joined by my friend, Leafy. Well, his real name is Hayden, but we all call him Leafy because he looks like the cunt. Okay? Right.
The cunt being Leafy is here, apparently.
Yes. Anyway, on to our first shitty little subject, which was 2020. What a fucking joke that was.
Starting off like whole fucking year.
Yeah, the whole fucking year was fucking insane, eh? It was fucking ludicrous. The whole of humanity was hanging on a fucking thread. Things were just getting shittier and shittier and shittier. It went from Trump killing that general, that Iranian general, to fucking wildfires, typhoons in the Caribbean. What else was there, Leafy?
There was coronavirus, there was locust storms, there was fucking the threat of World War III, celebrities dying left, right, and centre.
Oh my god, they were dropping like flies.
The thing about it, like, everyone, remember back in 2016 when we were like, oh, this is the shittest year ever?
Yeah, for us British, what you need for us British people, it was Brexit, weren't it? It was the Brexit vote.
It was Brexit, it was Trump being elected.
Yeah, and also we had Theresa May fucking come into government and whatnot. It was all a mess, and we thought 2016 was a fucking mess. And then, boom, 4 years later. My god, and the thing is, a lot of you people, well, I say a lot of you, probably like 2 or 3 of you who are going to be listening to this, might be listening to this from another country or something like that. But the thing is,
I very much doubt it, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, any British people listening to this will know what we mean, because our government has been a fucking joke. They've been a joke in dealing with this. Like, how many tiers did we have? We had 3, didn't we, originally?
Well, it started off, they said, oh yeah, we're going to do a tier system. And literally everyone was like, that's not going to work. And then they did it anyway, and then it didn't work. So they took away the tier system. Then they put it back in with some changes. That didn't work. And instead of changing it, they're like, fuck it, we're just going to make more tiers. So we're now in like tier 5 when there was originally 3.
Yeah, it was originally 3, weren't it? Like, tier 1 was basically, you can mix households, but you shouldn't mix households. Right.
So it's like you can mix households, but only up to a certain number. Tier 2 was you can mix households, but only outside. And tier 3 was meant to be lockdown, but only if you can only have certain bubbles of support. But besides that, like, you're locked down on it, only essential stores are open. And now apparently tier 3 is you can mix households, and tier 4 is locked down. And tier 1 and 2 are basically just obsolete because they're the same thing now. Like, the tier system is basically whatever the fucking government says it is at the time. Basically.
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded. Like, the communication, like, in general, the communication between us and our government is shit anyway. But this has really just shown, like, the disconnect between the government and the actual people.
Well, exactly. That's the thing. It's like you'd ask Boris, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like his lips literally want to say, I don't know what to do. Brexit. Hey guys, Brexit done. Hey, Brexit finally done. That shit has cost us so much money. My god. And the deal we've got on this fucking shit. I mean, apparently we're not in the EU, but we are in the EU.
Yeah, that's basically what the deal is. It's basically we're out of the EU via membership, but we're still in the EU through trade, um, relationships, travel. It's basically just like trading money back and forth. It's the same thing, but we've got control over who fishes in our waters now, which is the main thing.
Yeah, the funny thing about that whole thing, wasn't it, that Macron, the French fucking prick, Macron started threatening us that we're like, oh, we will fish anyway. You can,
It is.
Bonjour, Britain. Like, he started threatening us and shit like that.
Well, he tried to start flexing his power because he's up for re-election either this year or next year, depending on when you're watching this. Like he's up for re-election, so he wanted to start flexing his muscles, and everyone literally just looked at him and was like, "This is not the fucking time to do this. We're so close to a deal. Just shut the fuck up."
Well, exactly. I then wonder Boris Johnson or our defense turned around and was like, no, we will send the Royal Navy.
Yeah, he literally threatened the fucking Royal Navy, and we were just like,
God.
It speaks testament of how shit 2020 was when Boris Johnson literally threatened to send the Navy to stop French fishing in our waters. And we all just looked at each other like, yeah, that sounds normal.
Yeah,
That's to happen.
It's like we've gone back 200 years ago during the Napoleon time when Napoleon was, flexing his little shitty power and whatnot. Like, it's insane how...
The thing is, Napoleon actually had power because he was a good tactician until he decided to invade Russia. Like,
that's the fucking thing. Anyone that invades Russia gets fucking fucked. Fuck me.
Yeah, because the thing is, the weather it's mainly European powers that try to invade Russia.
Yeah.
One, we're not the fucking cold and the fucking frigid winters they have. Secondly, the Russians don't give a shit about their troops.
Yeah.
They just throw waves and waves of people to slow them down till winter.
Yeah.
If you take Moscow, people are like, oh, if you take Moscow, the Russians are going to lose. No, they're just going to keep on going back. Like, their landmass is like the size of fucking the whole of Asia, basically.
Yeah.
You can keep on going, pushing themselves back until the winter just kills you and you have to retreat.
That's so true.
Like, that's literally their tactic. They're too big to be invaded.
Yeah, that's the thing. But another thing that happened in 2020, and it's a major thing for gamers. Massive thing for our gamers. Last of Us 2 winning Game of the Year. What
Are you still sorry about this?
What was that? Come on, bruh. Get the fuck out of here.
Alright. The Game Awards, now that I've seen it and had time to, because it happened quite a while ago now, before Christmas, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
So I've had time to look at it and digest it, and I think all of the awards except for, I'm just talking about The Last of Us. Obviously, The Last of Us won all the awards it was up for, except for, I believe it was art direction, which Sekiro won. No, Ghost of Tsushima, sorry, not Sekiro. Get them mixed up. Ghost of Tsushima won.
Yeah.
And I believe all the awards that it's won, it deserved to win, except for Game of the Year.
Well, exactly. There were so much more better games, like fucking prime example.
The thing is, games that it was up against was, for Game of the Year, was Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Okay, throw Animal Crossing in the bin. Alright, forget that.
Here's the thing. Animal Crossing, New Horizon, and Hades. I don't think they were ever going to win because Hades was too new at the time. It only blew up recently, right before the Game Awards. I've never heard of it up until the Game Awards.
Yeah.
New Horizon it's a fun game. It seems like a cozy game. You just like if you've got just want to have a nice time, you just play it. Like
Yeah.
you can play with your mates, you can play with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. But Game of the Year also needs to have a solid story behind it, I believe, especially now in more recent times as that game's progressed, which Animal Crossing I don't believe has. It's
Yeah.
more of like grind up, make your island your own. So that leaves Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII, Ghost of Tsushima, and Last of Us.
Yeah.
Story wise, the weakest I believe in that list is Doom Eternal, just based on the story.
I mean,
Because
I have
the
a
story is
special.
what it is. It's basically angry man shoots demons,
Yeah, but
which is
isn't that
good enough.
enough?
That's good enough. Yeah, but I like when you're talking about like it's 2020. Like to win Game of the Year, you need to have like, a groundbreaking story. And
Yeah, I
Final
guess.
Fantasy
I guess.
is a remake,
Yeah, that's
so we've
true.
already seen the story before.
True. True.
So that's when it's shine. So it's between Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us. And I'm just going to say this again. This is our opinion. This is not fact. If you think that, like, I've got mates who think Last of Us 2 was a worthy winner. They've got their points. I agree with some of them. I disagree with some. But between the stories of Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, I think Ghost of Tsushima, of one man trying to basically defend his island and his culture from invading forces, like this unstoppable force,
Yeah, because the
is more.
Mongols were very legendary, weren't they, back in the day? Like, they were
Well,
forced to
they
be
took over pretty much half the world.
Yeah.
So, and the gameplay to go along with it engrossed me more in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in that game together, like art style, direction, story, the characters, the gameplay, engrossed me more in that world than it has The Last of Us. Because I've
Yeah.
got the game now. I've only played a couple hours of it, so I'm not going to say it's facts. But between Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm only talking about the first couple of hours, so it's a fair comparison. Ghost of Tsushima engrossed me in that world more.
Yeah.
It sets up
The
this.
world
It
was
sets up this
gorgeous.
premise because what I also think helps it is the fact that it's like here's the story hook.
Yeah.
Here's all the places you need to go
Yeah.
to explore the world and do the story as well. But it's really open world if you think about it in that
Yeah.
way. Whereas The Last of Us is more linear, which is fine, but it takes longer for you to get engrossed into that story. And if you don't like the story, you're never going to get engrossed into that world.
But the thing is, look, I would look. I'm gonna be honest with anyone who's watching this, right? I was one of the ignorant ones when it came to Last of Us Part 2. Now, I don't mean ignorant as in, SJW and blah, blah, blah. I don't mean that. I don't mean that shit. Alright, I don't believe in that shit. I
No,
mean,
he
like,
just hates women.
yeah, I hate them all. But, it's a joke, by the way. But in all seriousness, I was one of the ignorant ones in the sense of I prejudged the game because of the leaks. I had
Oh yeah,
full of
you call me and you were very angry.
yeah, because that game had a special place in my heart. The first one, it still does. The first one still has a special fucking place in my heart. Like, you get what I mean? Like, the thing is, when look at this point, if you still haven't fucking played the game or know about the leaks, then you're fucking living under a rock. Like, you get what I mean? But the leaks were very alarming because you saw Joel die. You saw a
Spoilers, by
video.
the way. Spoilers, by the way.
I don't listen at this point. If you don't know about it, like, that's on you. But you saw Joel die. You saw Ellie and what's that? Dina, when Dina and Ellie get fucked up.
I mean,
You saw
oh
so
yeah, yeah.
much of it, and you're just like, first, for me personally, I'm just like, well, this is fucking depressing. Like, I understand, right? I understand that it's a seriously grounded game, yeah? It is. Like, no one can say it's not. Anyone that doesn't, straight up either a liar or had never played it. Never played 1 and 2, right? Or even 1. But there were some beautiful moments in 1. Prime example, a lot of people remembered when Joel and Ellie are coming out of the subway or something like that. They're coming out and they see a bunch of giraffes, you know, walking around, and then the giraffes come to you, and it's one of the most beautiful scenes in my opinion in gaming history. One of the most gorgeous scenes, and you kind of become attached to it. But also as a man, I'm gonna be real. Also as a man, I saw that as a father daughter type of thing, you know. And
Well, that was their relationship. Like generally, like Joel didn't have lost his daughter early on in the first one, and
yeah.
Ellie doesn't have a family. Like so, they're sort of like surrogate
But
daughter
doesn't that make
father.
doesn't that make the connection so much more good? Like, doesn't it make it so much more prettier, so much more engaging? The fact that they could have built upon that in part 2. Now, a lot of people argue that maybe Joel had to die.
Oh yeah, he definitely had to after what he did in the first one.
After playing it, right? Had I actually played it from start to finish? By the way, Will helped me play it because he let me borrow the game and I played it. You'll meet Will hopefully in the
Oh yeah.
next episode.
Well, if you watch the unofficial first podcast on this channel,
Yeah, the
which we're
Kingdom
dubbing
part.
it for the reason, he's on that one.
Yeah.
When they talk about arts and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and he let me borrow the game, and the whole Joel dying thing it felt like such a stretch, because it's like, first of all,
Does it?
who had the time in an apocalyptic world to go and find a motherfucker and get revenge? Who had that kind of time? You're trying to survive. You're trying to find shit. You're trying to make shit. You're trying to find a cure. You're trying to find so many different ways. You know, right? And this
You say
one
that. You
jacked
say
up.
that.
Yeah, go on.
Counter arguments to that. The whole point of The Last of Us, one of the main plot points in The Last of Us 1 was family and how important family is.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Abby's family got killed by Joel.
Right. But look, the way
whether it's through a hell and fire, like I don't care if there's a fucking zombie apocalypse, like because believe it or not, like this is like years after the first one, right?
Right, go on.
You must have had come to a point where they're sort of accustomed to this world they're now in with the zombies.
The counter argument to that point is that wouldn't it make more sense if it was the daughter of the black woman that you kill? Because she was more prevalent.
I don't think it cares. Whether her family got killed.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is. It's her family.
I mean, in terms of the story sense, would it not make more sense if it was the daughter of the let's say that black woman who was part of the Firefly had a daughter, right? I think I don't know if she did or didn't, but let's just say for argument's sake, she did. She had a kid, right? And that kid found out Joel had killed the mum. Wouldn't it make more sense to the player that, or even story-wise, wouldn't it make more sense that it would have been a character linked to the black woman? Because at the end of the day, we didn't know who the fuck this doctor was. This doctor was no one. The motherfucker was no one. He was just someone you just killed in the cutscene. All these things.
Yeah, I think
it was a stretch, in my opinion. Had it been another character, a main character from the part 1 that we saw, right, who we consistently saw, right, and we would have easily made the connection. Okay, so that's the daughter of the black woman. Oh, I remember that black one. Yeah, it's not, it's not that whole thing of, oh yeah, there was that one cutscene, that one singular 10-second cutscene of when Joel killed that motherfucker. You know, it doesn't make. I thought it was a stretch. Right? I thought it was a stretch. Story wise, it did not. It was a stretch. And Joel dying, yeah, fair. All right. I'll board that boat and be like, yeah, maybe at some point, he was destined to die. At some point, right? Because that's how The Last of Us is. It's all about karma, and there's a lot of karma type of element in the story, the first and obviously the second one. But it's like,
so your problem with Joel dying is the fact that it's not based, like the character who caused it is not a main character in the first one.
well, it's that, but also the way they did it. It's like, it's so messy the way they did it. And I'm not talking about the golf club.
We'll go on to like how it was done in a minute, but just jumping back to like the whole character situation.
Yeah.
I think that it just being a random person who you kill in some ways is better than it being a main character. Because you kill this person, but at the point with no remorse. Because you're like, oh, it's just Doctor, kill. Obviously, there's some remorse because of the whole scene. Like, I remember playing it and not wanting to do it, but like, you don't want to kill this woman first. Like, the other Doctors you don't really give a shit about, so you killed them first, the easiest, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, the decision was made so easily just to kill this person off without even thinking about the ramifications that could have for that person's family. And then that coming back to bite you on the arse. Because if it made sense, if it was like the daughter of the black woman who, I don't know, she might have had family, it might have been mentioned. I played it a long time ago. I don't remember if she did. But that would have been like, okay, yeah, I remember that. I had a hard time killing her. I'm remorseful. But if it's just like a random guy who you kill, like you said, like it was only a 10-second ting where you kill him, you look think back and was like, oh yeah, like I didn't really think about that character, and now it's come to fuck me over.
But that's the thing.
Just a more accurate representation of the world in a whole.
This is the thing. This is where they fucked up big time. Why would you have Joel be killed within the first couple of hours of the story?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not debating that. I think Joel dying in the place of the game where he did in the first couple of hours, and the way in which he was killed was done poorly. I'm with you on that.
My thing, another thing is, and I think Will. I remember talking about it with Will again. You'll most likely meet him in the next couple of episodes. But yeah, I remember him saying it was either him or me. Either way, we both. It was mentioned that Abby's Abby's whole gameplay could have easily been DLC. It genuinely could have easily been DLC.
This is one thing I think most of us who play The Last of Us can think, whether you enjoyed the game or not, is the marketing of the game was you're going to play as Abby.
Yeah. Well,
that was the marketing up until
Marketing didn't mention Abby up until the Game Award when they released. I think it was after the Game Award they released a secret, well, not secret, but another trailer way after the launch about Abby, and this was after the Game Award that they. I think it was either after or just before the Game Award that they released.
You're talking about the 2019 Game Awards?
No, 2020. Look it up. Go on PlayStation. PlayStation thing, and you'll see the date of the Abby trailer. The Abby trailer.
Wait, so it was released after the game was released?
Yeah,
because you're saying the 2020 Game Awards. The 2020 Game Awards literally happened in December.
Yeah, hold on. Let me. Fuck's sake. Let me.
So you must be talking about the 2019 Game Awards when they released it.
Nah, mate. I'm talking about the 2020. Abby trailer, Last of Us 2.
We're talking about the 2010.
There you go, 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago. There you go. The Last of Us Part 2 official Abby story. 4 weeks ago, IGN.
They released a trailer for the game. Oh, it must be Game of the Year edition.
No,
Right.
no, no,
Wait, what? It's not.
no. It's literally The Last of Us Part 2 official Abby story trailer uploaded 4 weeks ago, back in December. So just before the Game Awards. So
Wait, I'm gonna. Oh. Last of Us 2 trailer.
type in Abby story trailer Last of Us 2, and you'll see what I mean. Like, they really fucked it. They really fucked. I remember the original trailer showing a lot of Ellie and a lot of Joel. It barely showed Abby, but it showed I remember the original theory was that Abby was fucking, what's her name, Ellie's mum. Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it. It's just.
Look at the date. No need to watch all of it now.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's 4 weeks ago, and it's basically just the gameplay of Abby.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So they never ever, the marketing never mentioned Abby.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the marketing was what I got from the marketing was I'm going to play as Ellie, which is a natural progression of the first game. First game, you're playing as Joel, protecting Ellie.
Yeah.
And now Ellie's grown up. You're going to play as Ellie on, like, I guess, it was always going to be a revenge thing.
Yeah.
But that was going to be the theme. Because I remember the trailer when they first released it was her saying she's going to kill them all.
Yeah.
So I got the impression that you're going to play as Ellie in whatever story they're going to tell for her.
Well, that's the thing. This is my point. It's the fact that they had to lie in the marketing initially to even try and sell this game. It's like, how is this Game of the Year worthy? How? It's not. Fine. You know what? I'll give it. I'll give it best art. Because sometimes the graphics were fucking gorgeous. They were gorgeous.
Ironically, that's still... You're saying giving it the best art, that's the one thing it didn't win.
Yeah, that's the one thing Ghost of Tsushima won, and I won't argue that because Ghost of Tsushima is fucking gorgeous as well. But it's like, if The Last of Us 2 was to win an award, then I'd give it best art. That's it.
I think, because the ones that awards that it won, I'll get out right now, was Game of the Year, obviously. Best direction, which is not story. It's basically like the direction of the game and how they tell the story.
Yeah.
You could have a story but great direction. Best narrative, so storytelling. Best art design, it didn't win that one because Tsushima won. Oh, it didn't win best music. Fair enough. Best audio design, which...
That's one too many. It's one too many. I played it. It's one too many. Give it 2, and that's it. Move the fuck on. But giving it fucking...
And best
what?
Okay, best voice acting. Yep, it deserved that one.
I'd argue that. I would argue that, yeah.
Oh, and...
And what?
In accessibility, so recognizing
stuff. I'll definitely give it that because
accessibility.
It was one of the most accessible games I have ever played.
Best action adventure. So the combat in the game.
Okay, hold on. What were the contenders for that?
Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ori, The Will of the Wisp, and Star Wars: Fallen Jedi Order.
Okay, I give it to Spider-Man or Star Wars.
Have you played this is the Miles Morales one, not the...
I've seen gameplay of it, and everyone said the gameplay is fucking wicked.
I can't say whether the Miles Morales one is, because you can look at gameplay, but the controls could be shit, if you know what I mean.
No one's complaining, that's the thing.
Yeah, no one's complaining, I'm probably not going to be.
The thing is, The Last of Us 2 doesn't evolve itself. Do you understand that? They played it safe. In fact, I think they downgraded a little bit because they took out some weapons as well. You know, and
the thing about the amount of weapons is not about the combat, it's about how the weapons feel, how the impact of each hit feels. And it's also like the combat and the puzzle solving as well in the games
Right.
or action,
Well,
which I think I've only played out of those games. I've only played Ghost of Tsushima, Jedi Fallen Order, and the first hours of Last of Us 2, which I think it's a toss up. Like realistically, Last of Us 2 could win that award. It's not like outrageous that it's won that one.
oh, I guess
With
so. I guess so.
with
But
level one's
to me, look,
accessibility, yeah,
yeah,
it's easy
disability.
to
I'll give
play.
it that accessibility because it was really good with that. It was, I'll give Neil Cuckman that. I'll give him that.
And best voice acting, Laura Bailey did amazing as Abby. Like, and Ashley Johnson was also on there. So yeah, like
There's a couple
yeah,
I'll give it to, but
they deserve best voice acting.
look, but I will always
And
argue that
performance.
2020 Game Award looked rigged. The whole Game of the Year to Last of Us 2. I mean, I can't remember who hosts it, but the fucking Game Awards lost all credibility after that, mate. Because it's like, you're giving it to a game like that. Like, come on. Come on. But anyway, like, that's my argument on Last of Us 2, mate. I thought the game looked gorgeous. And anyone that says that's not true is a fucking liar. They're lying or
Yeah, my opinion is it deserves to win every award it got except for maybe Game of the Year. Because don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but it's a great game with great performances, with a fairly mediocre to good story.
mediocre
It's
and broken. I'd argue the story is a bit broken.
it's held up by the accessibility, the combat, the graphics, the voice acting.
Yeah,
But if the main thing about the game is, especially games like The Last of Us, is the story.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what people love. The Last of Us was the story of the first one.
yeah.
And if your game is, or game franchise, I guess it's now because there's two of them, is known for great stories, and your story is mediocre to good,
Yeah.
when the first one was fan fucking tastic, then you've failed at some point. I don't want to say failed because it sounds so harsh, but you've not lived up to the standard that you've set yourself. And then you have other games like Ghost of Tsushima, which blew everything out of the fucking water and was new, fresh, a unique story as well.
Well, a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people forget one important factor of Ghost of Tsushima. It's a war
Basically,
game.
yeah.
It's a war game. What else is a war game? Call of Duty, right? No one can dispute that. But Ghost of Tsushima is 1,000 times better than Call of Duty in terms of depicting war, isn't it? Like,
I wouldn't say it's a war one.
no, it is a
I'd more
war.
say
It is a war
it's
game. Our interpretation of war is guns, bombs, and everything like that. But at the end of the day, what is he fighting? He's fighting an army. He's defending and fighting an army. What is that? That's war, ain't it? When you're fighting a whole
true,
nation.
fair enough.
Do you understand that? It's a war game. So again, that's another thing Ghost of Tsushima does 1,000 times better than any other war game. Nowadays, war games are so fucking shit. You get what I mean? Like, give me a fucking good Call of Duty, fam. Like, give me a good World War game. Give me a good fucking Cold War game. Give me a good fucking. I feel like these games
You
nowadays.
want you want a good World War game? Get fucking where is it? Battlefield 1.
Mate, I was the first one to get that out of you lot. Like, I got that. But the problem with Battlefield
Yeah,
1.
it's fucking great.
No, but the problem with Battlefield 1 is that the story was ridiculously short. It was criminal. And then,
Yeah, but the main point of Battlefield was the multiplayer.
well, that's the same thing with COD.
Like,
That's the same thing with COD, ain't it? Nowadays, that's the
yeah,
main point.
they're multiplayer games.
But I feel like
But
these
yeah,
fucking idiots. You're going.
Moving on from the Game Awards, your opinion is it won a bit too much, and the Game Awards lost some of its credibility, given The Last of Us Game of the Year. My opinion is it won everything it should have won, except for maybe Game of the Year.
I think again, I'd argue. Yeah, that's my opinion. When it comes to Last of Us 2, that's my opinion. It won't change. You can't change it. It's never going to change because I think Last of Us 2 didn't deserve it. It just didn't, because I played it. I played it fairly. I played it openly. Do you understand? And there was a lot of things, if you remember, I said about the game before even playing it that I retracted on and said, you know what, I was wrong on a couple of things. I admit my mistake. And yeah, but Game of the Year, hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell no. No, man. Bloody hell. What a joke. What a fucking joke. But anyways, moving on from that shit, fam. Have you been checking out TikTok and Instagram Reels?
Is this? Do you want me to say what I saw that I told you beforehand?
Yeah.
The video of the woman regurgitating her fucking dildo that she swallowed.
I swear, it's like, what kind of generation are we living in? People are doing anything.
We're living in it. Look, I don't give a shit, man. My opinion is sex work is work. Like, if you've got an OnlyFans, you can earn money off it.
No, this is the thing.
If you're okay with that being like out
this
there,
is what we're talking about. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. If this is what we're talking about, all right. Cool. If there are any sex workers or anything like that that might come across this, look, this is both of our opinion. Not even both. Like a lot of our opinion is that fine, cool. You can do what you want. Sex work is work. Fine. I don't hate it. Coming from someone who studied masters in psychology, in a way you somewhat help a lot of people as well, relieve a lot
for
of people.
Huh? You only what did you study it for? It was only a couple, like,
over a month, but I was getting fucking wicked grades, you know. I was getting great grades, but the thing though, alright, so sex workers, I respect the ones that own it. Do you understand? I respect the ones that say, yeah, I'm a sex worker, you know, I'm proud of it, or, you know, this is something, unfortunately, I have to do during the time, because the pandemic had fucked everyone. Do you understand? So, I'm never going to judge anyone that does this kind of work. But my problem is that then you get fucking girls, some other girls, right, who aren't sex workers. They are not sex workers, right? But they pose as one. Do you understand? Like, I'll give you a prime example.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
How do you mean by that?
Alright. So, I can't remember her name, but there's a porn star, right? Who made a funny Instagram reel with Johnny Sins, is it? You know, the man with 100 jobs. He's actually a porn star, but obviously in his videos he posed that. He's the bald guy. You're the bald guy.
I don't know porn stars' names, mate.
But anyway, a lot of these, what I'm trying to say is, a lot of these women, sex workers, they also make reels, Instagram reels or TikTok, and some of them are funny, right? But at the same time, they say, yeah, I'm a sex worker, I'm using my body to get followers, right? Cool. I have nothing against that, because you're open about it, like, you get what I mean? You're creating content that's like that, do you understand? My problem then comes into it that then you have certain girls who use their body, right, to get followers. Like, they'll probably wear a tight dress and do a couple of kickabouts for the football. Like, you get what I mean? You get what I mean? They'll wear a very tight dress.
I took a mouthful of... People won't get this because it's a joke, but I just took a mouthful of coffee as soon as you said that.
Right, no, but... they'll wear a very tight dress, right, that enhances their breasts and their backside, yeah, and their curves. And they'll do a kickabout of a couple of footballs, isn't it? Like they'll be kicking about a football. By the way, any Americans watching this, it's called football, not soccer. All right. So we're talking about.
Oh, don't get into this debate
But
because if there's an
anyway.
American thing, that's just meant not as well.
But yeah, so she'll kick about a couple of footballs, right, and then she'll upload it. Then she'll get thousands and thousands of followers, yeah, or likes, and then she'll turn around and be like, "Oh, so blessed. I'm so talented. I just, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you so much." And I'm just, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm not hating. I'm really not hating, but it's like, what are
So,
you thanking it for? Your content is bare minimum. It's bare minimum. What is it?
so you're basically saying you don't. The TLDR is basically you don't like it when people use their body to get views, but don't admit that they're using their body to get views.
Exactly. Use it, fam. Use it. Like if that's your prerogative, do it. Do it.
Devil's advocate to that argument. I'm not saying I disagree with you. But say they do that, but the reason they're not saying they're using their body is because they're going to get shamed for it. Because people are saying if they use their body to get views and they own it, you're obviously going to get a fucking backlash from it.
But
And
look,
people are going to slut and all this sort of stuff.
my argument is this, right? My argument is this, that first of all, girls like this then turn around and shame sex workers or stuff like that.
Oh, right, okay,
Right?
fair enough.
But
Yeah.
also on top of that, right, so another counter argument to that, right, is that, yeah, they might get shamed, but once you start owning it like actual sex workers and porn stars and whatnot, you ignore it to the point, where the trolls stop. If you acknowledge the trolls, or if you acknowledge what certain, like what 3-4 guys are saying about you, or 3-4 girls are saying about you, you've only fed into the drama, ain't you? You've only fed yourself into the dilemma. So you've literally caused it to yourself. Alright? But my thing is, do all that stuff. I ain't got no problem with it. Do it. But own it as well. Don't shame other women for doing it. Don't talk shit about other women for owning the fact that they use their body to to get famous or stuff like that. Do you understand what I mean? Now that's my actual problem. My other thing is that the thing is, female content on these apps are so shit. Like, I'm sorry, ladies. It's so fucking shit. Cause the thing is, there's a lot of.
I mean, you can't generalize the whole content of what people. Yeah, there are going to be first traps. That's just a general thing. Like there are going to be first traps on apps like that, but you can't generalize the whole content of a fucking gender, saying it's shit just because of these first traps and people using their bodies to get views.
Yeah.
Like there are good female content creators on both TikTok and Reels and other stuff like that. It's just because you don't know of their existence.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. This is what these women who use their body and whatnot to kind of do this kind of stuff, they don't realize that they block out other actual good female creators. So then a stereotype is born that all the women using these apps end up being whores. Like all women that use these apps are whores. The general incel bullshit that happens.
Well, the thing with these apps is what you see on the front screen or like recommended is tailored to your watching habits.
Right.
So if you're seeing more of these first traps, it means that you've watched more of their videos.
Well, no, that what to be honest, it depends because on Instagram I be scrolling up, and suddenly one comes, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And I move it up. So there's no way of blocking that kind of content. Do you understand what I mean? Whereas, maybe on TikTok you can kind
Well,
of,
the thing with like how it works on Instagram and TikTok, well, mainly on TikTok, is that if you have to watch a video for a certain amount of time for it to actually register as a view.
Yeah.
So say I see a video of like this is an example that's happened to me. I watched a video of like an anime compilation of like the videos that you sent me of like them with like background music showing compilations of like anime fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well edited, enjoyable to watch. I might watch it a couple of times, and then for the next couple of minutes, my entire feed is just anime stuff.
Right.
Like different content creators, and if I watch a certain content creators videos like over and over again,
yeah,
then it'll start just me more of that content's, more of that creator's content as I scroll down on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same for Instagram, but on TikTok, that's
so,
just like
the thing is,
that's how it works. That's generally how it works.
Well, I don't look for these. That's the thing. I don't go out of my way to look for these women. These women just appear to me. You get what? There are.
Oh yeah, the thing is like.
Yeah, go on.
You must watch the video for long enough that it counts as.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can't really fucking blame me.
And then, as the algorithm, because the algorithm wants you to watch more of this stuff. It wants you to watch more of the videos.
Okay, I
recommend
understand
you
what
that
I mean.
stuff.
Because I like to watch a lot of dance, like not female dance, like general, like because me and you are performing arts students, like our background is performing arts, isn't it? So we can both appreciate a good choreographed dance, like a proper one, not fucking twerking and whatnot. So I like to watch a lot of dance reels and whatnot. So maybe that's what's fucking up the algorithm a little bit, because then I start getting women twerking and whatnot, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, twerking is like 2014.
It's basically the content is tailored to. It might not be what you want to watch, but it's what the algorithm thinks you want to watch.
Yeah.
So, like, because you said, for example, dance. Most of the dances on places like TikTok and like Instagram are, because of the songs on it, either going to be jokey. There's going to be 3 of them: jokey, actual good, and first traps.
Right.
3 main ones. So obviously you're going to see more of the first trap side of the winner's content than the actual creative good content side of it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Yeah. So like it's just tailored to what videos you happen to have watched. If you know what I mean.
The thing is, man, I don't want to see this shit. I'm sick and tired of bitches nowadays. Just fucking go away. Like, the thing is, then you start hearing things about, oh, men are this, men are that, men only want one thing. Well, if you keep putting it in our face, you stupid bitch, then that's what we're gonna want. Like, that's how I see it, anyway. I mean, that's
that argument is basically the same as the argument you said about women content being shit. That it's just not true.
What?
It's about women content being shit and women only want to like show off their bodies.
No. Listen, I'm not saying it like an incel. All women want to show their body. No. The problem is, like you said, a lot of good female creators, right, end up being thrown in the background because there's a lot more thirst traps than there are actual good female content creators. Like, there are some fucking funny ones. Like, there are some real fucking funny ones. But unfortunately, at some point, Instagram or the algorithm decides that, no, that's not what you want. You want boobies, don't ya?
I mean, be fair, I'm going to play into the stereotype. What man doesn't want boobies?
Well, me. I'm joking. yeah, but that's true. But the thing is, then it lowers the bar for content, doesn't it? It's like well, there's this one female.
It lowers the bar of content that you're watching.
Yeah, like
Not sure.
I shit you not. There's this one female content creator. She's Indian, right? Her name is Simran, something like Simran Kaur, something like that, right? I shit you not. This girl put zero effort into her content. Her content is literally, I don't know, it's literally a fucking header, right? It's a header on her video, right? Of some random shit, and she's just fluttering her eyes and smiling, moving her head around, and her fucking boobs are there, and I'm just like, what is this? How can you call this content? You should be banned for being a shit content creator. You get what I mean? Now this woman
I
was
have
terrible.
no idea who you're talking about. I have no idea who this
Neither
woman
will
is.
the viewers, but it's like I'm just giving you and the viewers an idea of what you see of content, like of female content. Not all female content creators, but some of them are just there to get followers, to get likes, to get acknowledgement. No, but not the good kind of acknowledgement. Literally, she had a boyfriend, right? This woman had a boyfriend, right? But she loved it when other men comment on her shit saying, "Oh, baby." Actually, let me read you and the viewers out what one guy said to her, and then you and then you'll get an idea of what I'm fucking talking about, yeah? Cause right now I'm not doing it fucking justice. Like, you get what I mean? Hold on, let me fucking find it. Fucking thing.
Why you find that
Here it is.
okay.
This guy literally wrote, so gorgeous and royal, madam. I seriously bow down in front of you on my knees, begging and wishing to be under your control and healed as a foot slave servant of you. Wanna be a pet who serve? Please. It's Indian, ain't it? Some Indian guy. But this is what I mean. It's like it's that form of gratification that these women, let's not call them women, thirst traps want. But anyway, what was you gonna say?
My whole the argument you was making in general was that there are these shit female content creators that lowers the bar for women.
Yeah, I'm on the side of women.
You also say the same for men.
Look, there are some real fucking. To be honest, I'm thinking, and a lot of the men. Now, I have seen some fucking shitty, fucking male content creation, but it's very far from few. Because men tend to. I can only talk about Instagram, right? Because that's what I use, Instagram Reels. But a lot of men's content tend to be about either memes, some funny memes, anime, movies, and that's it. And obviously, if you're Muslim like me,
that's tailored.
if you're Muslim like me, then you're
tailored.
Yeah, go on.
That's tailored to the content you watch.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I won't dispute that. Probably because a lot of the male content that I'm tailored to is probably that shit.
Yeah, so like this, I agree with your argument that the one that you started off with, that we sort of got off track with, was that I don't even know how we got into fucking sex workers or anything like that, but I don't know. Fucking hell. Is like the fact that if you're gonna make this content, just own up to it, basically.
Yeah, that's
just say
the
your
gist of
content
everything
is.
I'm saying is whatever you make, whatever it is you fucking make, whether it's porn, whether it's a movie, whether it's a TV show, whether it's a racist fucking rant, own up to it. Do you understand?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Do you understand? Like, it's none of this shit of oh, it's just coincidence. No, it's not. Own up to it. You meant to use your body to get followers. Own up to it. You meant to make that rant calling black people monkeys. Own up to it. You understand? You meant to do half the shit that you do. Just own up to it. Don't fucking pussyfoot. Yeah, just because you want to look pure and good in front of an audience. You're not. No one is. No one will ever be. That's my opinion of it. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah. This reminds me of a song that I heard from a YouTuber called Wilbert Soot.
Right.
And the title of the song is Your New Boyfriend. It's a good song, you should listen to it. It's really fucking satirical. But one of the lines in it is but he's in your bed, but I'm in your Twitch chat. And it's all about how
Oh, wait, critical.
No, this isn't critical. This is Wilbert Soot.
Alright.
I'll link the song to you after this, but like, yeah, it's basically about how a guy has gone insane, obsessing over this Twitch girl, and he's like giving her money and all this sort of stuff. And
Does he kill her in the end?
no, he doesn't kill her. He just wants to be noticed, and he's becoming like a stalker.
Yeah.
Because like she's showing off her body and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
So it's just drawing a parallel between that. Like, you should see the song. It's really fucking funny.
Critical had made a song like that as well, where he plays a fucking stalker, a Twitch stalker, but his song video ends with the girl being killed by him.
Very different between.
Fair enough.
Like, this guy's music video is just him in an office singing.
All right. Yeah. No. My thing is, it had always been like, whatever you do in your life, own up to it. Like, I've done a lot of bad things in my life. I own up to it. I've done a lot of good things in my life. I own up to it. So when it comes to social media, the problem is it's like
Humble brag.
Huh?
Humble brag.
Well, yeah. No, but the thing is, people are so afraid to own up to shit as well because of cancel culture and all of that doo-doo
Well,
stain.
that is not mainly, but that is like a byproduct of the generation that we live in. With you fuck up one time in your whole 10 years, or in your whole like, say you're like 4 years old, you fuck up once in that 4 years, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You make one bad joke, you make one bad decision, you try and make shitty content to start off your fucking. You want to make content, but the only reason you can get views at the start is to make shitty first track content before you go into other stuff. Like, that's gonna stick with you, and it shouldn't define who you are. But unfortunately, in today's generation, your fuck ups define you more than your best parts.
Yeah.
I can put it.
But that's so it also defines who you are.
I get why people don't want to admit it, because if they admit it, it's going to follow them around for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But then again, you have these people that take it to the extreme.
Yeah.
And take the piss out of it, which I don't agree with. Like, there's always two sides to each argument, if you know what I mean. It's just.
Yeah, I do.
It's just with what argument you want to sympathise with more, I guess, and stuff like this. Like, don't get me wrong, I agree with you that shit content, people know they're making shit content, they don't own up to it. Yeah, fuck them. There's also people that make shit content because they want to get their name out there before they can actually start making the good content that they want.
I mean, I've yet to see someone like that. Plain and simple, I've yet to see someone like that, because once you make a name for yourself in a certain content, that's it. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Plain.
Like, that's going to follow you around for the rest of your life, so you don't want to admit to it.
Well, I mean, like, look, I'll give you a prime example. PewDiePie, right? PewDiePie was the first known as a kiddie content, wasn't it? He was known as a kiddie content creator. You know, before he kind of jumped the gun and started saying the N-word and, stuff like that, people were just taken back.
That's my point. The N word only happened one time, and yet that still followed him around. He said it once, he apologized for it, yet that is still following him around to this day.
Well,
That one fuck.
I guess we've been conditioned in a certain way, haven't we? When it comes to racial stuff. I mean, it wasn't just that. I mean, I think he wore a Nazi uniform one.
That was oh my god, that Nazi uniform was the whole joke was that.
I mean, I don't really care what PewDiePie does. I think white people have always been edgy. It's just nowadays, people make a big deal about it.
He wore the Nazi costume because he was getting called a Nazi by the media.
Right.
So like he made like a clip of it, basically being like, "Haha, I'm a Nazi because the media says I'm a Nazi. I'm probably going to get cancelled for this. Ha ha ha." And lo and behold, people took it out of context and said he's a Nazi.
Look, like I said, I have no problem with PewDiePie at all, but I don't really care. I mean, I think, no, at the end of the day, you want to say the N-word, say it. You want to say the P word, but you know what word I mean, say it. You want to say the F word, say it. You want to say all these racial and derogatory words.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he does. He said that in an apology.
No, not
he
him. I
say...
mean, in general, like, say it. But again, it goes back to my point. Own it. Say, yeah, I said the N-word. What are you going to do about it?
Probably get stabbed if you're white.
Well, you say white, but...
Mate, I go to your area, and if I say the N-word, I'm getting shanked. I go to your area and start saying the N-word, I am not living to see the next day. Like, that's just a fact.
Well, I guess so, but look, my thing has always been, own it. It's like, my reels, they're not the best reels in the fucking world, but who's gonna make great stuff from the get-go? Who?
I mean, that's what I was saying.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm only repeating that in a way, in agreement with you. That and you're right, who's gonna make great stuff from the get-go? But the thing is, how you were talking about thirst trap, the thing is, when you're a thirst trap, that's your content. Do you understand? When you create your shit on negative shit, that will forever be you. Right, and I know what you mean by follow you around, but what I mean is, people are only gonna expect that from you. You can't be a thirst trap, right, and then make a Black Lives Matter video. You get what I mean? Like, you can't do that because people are gonna look at you a certain way. Do you understand?
To an extent, yeah.
So that's my thing, mate. Like, what do you mean by to a certain extent? Like, it's how it is. Like, how many? Tell me right now, one thirst trap or one guy that has started his career with racism. Someone that started their career with racism or thirst trap, who have been able to move on to bigger and more better successful ventures. Tell me right now. No, you can't.
Off the top of my head. Well, yeah, because I don't have the fucking list of shit open. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm subscribed to someone.
And we're waiting.
Oh, I'm not subscribed to her.
Well, were you gonna do Pokimane?
No, she never started off as a first trap, not Pokemon.
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
She wasn't a first trap. There's a difference between a first trap and simps. Every female is going to have simp.
Oh God, we need to get on
Simps
as well.
She's not a first trap. Oh. And I know I'm going to get called a simp for saying that.
Okay. God, you know that Pokemon's Moroccan. I didn't even fucking know that. The bitch is Muslim. I don't know if she's Muslim. She's Moroccan. Yeah, big man thinks she's Moroccan. I was shocked. I was like, Allah, haram, fam, haram.
She's what, like,
what?
I could tell that she had like some sort of like
Yeah,
that.
I never knew she was Muslim. I don't know if she's Muslim, but haram, fam. Allah's not happy, fam. Allah's not happy. Allah will smite her, fam.
Well, she was never Muslim. Like because I don't know if she was born in a religious family or not. She might have just never been religious. She might be religious. You don't know.
Imagine her family don't know about her career. Could you imagine? Like they all know, oh, what, Habibi, what do you do for your career? Oh, I'm just, a TV presenter.
I think our family knows what she's doing. Like,
Yeah, well, to be honest, and Moroccans are quite liberal. They're more liberal than us in the Middle East. They're very liberal people. And in Morocco, it's either you're extremely religious or you're not. There's no in between. There's none of that. Yeah, her name is her real name is.
I don't say her real name.
Oh, okay. But or anything.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying like because I watch a lot of Toast, like
Right.
Sky's Toast and stuff like that, and obviously he's in the same group, like as because they're part of on offline TV, they're in a group of people
Right.
who live in the same house, and they just don't like it when people say them by their real names because that's not who they present. If you know what I mean. When
Well,
you watch
if you're
Pokemon
a Muslim,
Sky's Toast, you're watching
what?
Pokemon. You're not watching who she really is, like in a way.
Well, either way, Allah's not happy, so. Either way, Allah's not happy, so it is what it is. I'm just doing the God's work, innit? I'm joking.
A one man fucking army doing God's work. We've seen a lot of them.
I'm just doing the Lord's work, just putting these holes in their place. I'm joking. It's all a joke. We'll probably get struck anyway. I heard anyone that says anything about Pokemon get struck. Pokemon, look, I'm Middle Eastern just like you, love. Don't strike us. We're family, technically.
Jesus Christ, you. This is oh my god,
Assalamu
this
alaikum,
podcast.
Pokemon. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, Ukti, Gifa.
I have no idea what you just said. You could
She's
just
probably
said something.
thinking, fuck. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. Simp.
Oh, that ties in pretty well to what we were saying.
Simp.
What about
do you think? What do you think of them? What can we do about them? What should be done about them?
the word simp has lost all meaning.
Right.
Legit, when we first started using the word simp, it was like for this one particular thing.
Yeah.
But now it's if you're nice to a woman at all,
Yeah.
you're a simp. Like,
That's you white
it's
boys.
literally
That's you white
lost
boys
all.
ruining it. You white boys ruined it. But go on.
Why the fuck do you have to make it about race? Why you gotta make it about race, man? Why you gotta make it about race?
But go on. What was you saying?
No, I'm just saying it's lost all meaning.
Yeah.
Like word simp, like it doesn't mean what it originally means. It's basically just a meme now.
Yeah.
About what people who are nice to women now are simps.
Well, no, all right.
The whole meme is, oh my god, you married a woman? Simp.
What?
Oh my god, you kissed her? Simp. You held her hand in public? Such a simp. Ugh.
Oh, how dare you have a girlfriend and get laid, simp.
Yeah, how dare you have sex? You're such a simp.
No, but what? Okay, let's talk about in the context of actual simps, like actual men who go out of their way for women. Like they literally like for example, I remember watching a video where this guy used to donate a lot of money used to donate, and eventually became a streamer himself to a certain female, certain Twitch thought. And one day he met her and he touched her on her shoulder, right? And she was like, "What are you doing?" And then he was like, "No, I just wanted to see what you felt like." And I was just,
Alright, who is this guy? Jesus Christ.
I can't remember. That's what pissed me off. I'm gonna have to find it and show you later. Yeah, but this guy literally touched her. Like, he didn't touch her in a bad way at all. He really didn't. He just touched her shoulder. And she
You
was
started
like,
just touching her.
and then he did the most creepiest smile. Like, I just wanted to see how you felt. It was so weird. I was like, what are you doing, blood? What are you doing? Fam. But yeah, alright, so let's say we're talking about that. So what do we do about that? What can we do about that? What should be done about that?
I mean, if a man wants to put himself in financial hardship just to give money to a woman who will never fully respect him,
Yeah.
and that's what we're talking about. I generally don't give a shit, mate.
Fair.
Like, he's throwing away money. Don't affect me.
Yeah.
If it was my mate, I'd tell him to just stop being such a cunt. Stop being a simp. But at the end of the day, it ain't gonna affect me. It's not my money that's going to this person. It's not me who's putting all my fucking attraction and focus for women into this one person that I'm never gonna meet, who's never gonna get feelings for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not me. They can do that. Don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on with my life.
Yeah.
That's basically my opinion. Simp is a funny meme. I thought it would die off like a month after it was started, but it's still going on.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, no.
It's a funny meme. It's a funny insult.
But if we
People.
were to talk about it seriously, in all seriousness, like, where do men
What?
have this? Why do these men? Huh?
You
What?
can't talk about simp seriously.
Well, I mean, like,
That's the whole joke about it. You can't, because there's nothing you can do about it. Because there are always going to be these men who, for one reason or another, are going to be obsessed over these women.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change that. Because
But what I mean, hold on. But what I mean is, how does a man become like that? A man just doesn't suddenly wake up one morning and be like, I'm gonna donate. Like, let's say he was a normal guy, right?
lack of sexual interaction in his normal life. I don't know. Like he doesn't get enough interaction with women in his normal life, whether that be through lack of him trying or lack of confidence.
Yeah.
Or maybe like, because content creators, just going to go on to another point, but it will come back to this, like simps. People on YouTube and like content creators like on Twitch, it's a more personal connection you have with your audience than like TV presenters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
There's stuff like commenting, there's stuff liking the videos, interaction. They're talking directly to the viewer.
Yeah.
Like every now and then. So it's a more personal connection. And some people who are starved of not even like sexual, but just like normal personal connections in their life are going to be drawn to that more, which could then create this delusion that you know them.
Yeah.
You know them, but you only know them through their content, not who they actually are, but in your brain because you've watched them, because they are talking directly to you.
Yeah.
In their mind, they know them. They're like a friend, basically. And it doesn't help with content creators going around being like, oh, I love you. I like, you're my best friends and all that sort of stuff. Like, I never really got that sort of stuff. You can appreciate viewers for the likes and the content.
Mm-hmm.
You can appreciate them, but you don't love them because you don't know them. yeah, like that sort of form of content, especially to the lonelier people, can create this delusion of them thinking that they know people, then it making them more comfortable to create feelings for this person that they might believe is both ways because they're talking to me, they're saying they love me. So obviously they do love me, and I love them in a way. Like
They do love me, and I love them in a way.
yeah, it's it's, it's hard to explain it
Yeah,
on the fly,
no,
but like
I see where you're coming from. So the thing is, the way I always thought it, and I thought it like that. Honestly, I 100% agree with you. Cause the fault doesn't fall. The fault fully doesn't fall on the content creator, but it plays a part.
oh no, I'm not
No, no,
yeah, no, I'm not saying the fault
no,
falls
no.
on the content creator
I
at
know
all.
that. I know that. No, I mean like I agree with you, but like it doesn't fully fall with them. It doesn't fully fall on onto them, but also you have to be a little bit more responsible. Do you understand?
I mean,
Saying
how responsible can you get when like you're just creating content, you're making
well,
money, right?
all right. Well, for example, let's
A,
say
a person coming to your house, whichever way, whatever fucking content you make, is not your fault.
right.
A person should never come to who's just known you through line, who you don't know, who you've had no personal interaction with. They've only seen you through camera. A person should never go to their house.
Yeah,
Never. No matter what fucking content they make, should never go to their house.
yeah.
That is not the content creator's fault. That is the fault of the
No, no, I'm
person.
not blaming the content creator. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming them at all. I think the whole thing is you just got to be a tad bit more careful when you say stuff like you said, like you were saying, like you got to be a tad bit more careful when you make certain comments or content saying, "I love you, thank you." So it's like prime example Twitch Thots, right?
Yeah,
Whenever they get a
like,
donation, they'll
yes,
be like, the higher the donation, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I love you so much. Let me suck your dick." Like you get what I mean?
yeah, but like, they say I love you, but it's not that they're saying I love you.
To that
Like,
particular person, but it's like it's a
come to
low.
my house. Like,
Oh no, I hate it. I hate that shit. Thank God, like that shit. Every YouTuber, no matter what side they're on, no matter what side they're fucking on, every YouTuber agreed unanimously that, or every content creator from all walks of entertainment agree that no one deserves to be harassed by having people come to their house. You get what I mean? Cause that's your home, that's your kingdom, that's your that's your castle.
yeah, that's who you are outside of the content that you make.
Yeah, it's like us, isn't it? Like you know, we are, but at the same time, how we talk now, how we're talking now, is how we talk every day. Like you know what I mean? There's no need for that. But at the same time, if anyone we don't know shows up to us, they're getting punched. you get
Yeah,
they're getting punched.
I don't get why people would want to show up to our house. We've literally got 2 subscribers, but yeah, sure.
No, I mean like in general, like the way it should be is that you should be allowed to punch a motherfucker if they show up to your shit unannounced.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of protecting your property is self-defense.
Yeah,
That's the whole law about it. You're able to kill a person if they come into your property unwanted.
yeah, big man thing. Like you should be allowed to murder a motherfucker if they
And
come in
you are.
threatening.
I believe you are. A
I don't
person
know,
breaks into
man.
my
I
house.
think in the UK, we're a bit pussyfied to our lord.
Nah. A person comes into my house. I ain't gonna give them a chance. I'm gonna fucking stab them before they have a chance to do anything to me or my family. Like, straight up. If I get a chance to stab them, I'm stabbing them.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. But going back to Simps, again, we started. This is what
But
happens. It
this
always
is the
happens.
problem. This is the problem with us making a podcast. We start on one topic and then we go to stabbing people in the next. Like,
But no, but going back to Simps is that yeah, you got to be a bit more responsible. But also the thing is, with Simps, it's
Do
like
you
you
though?
said, huh?
You don't. That's the thing. Like, yeah, people
No,
say
I
I
mean, I'm
love
talking
you.
about
They
Twitch
don't mean
thoughts.
it.
The thing is, Twitch thoughts don't realize when they, I think they semi-realize what they get themselves into. But when they say, "Oh, thank you, Stephen XX1X, I love you so much. Thank you for the $20 or 20 whatever. Thank you so much. I love you. Oh my God, Peter135678. Thank you so much. Let me suck your dick. Thank you for the $100." Like when
Yeah,
you
but that is no excuse for them to then go to your house.
no, if I was a Twitch thought, if I was
The thing is, their personal information is private. Where they live is
yeah,
private.
that's
Their
true.
phone
That's
is
true.
private.
That's true. But
The person who did it themselves has to actively come out, and there's a
all right,
difference
but
between
then what do you
simps.
think? All right, what do you think of
There's a,
IRL
there's a difference.
streaming? IRL streaming, in real life streaming. Twitch thought to do that, and then their fans show up while they're streaming in real life. When they're walking around on the pavement.
But there's a difference between.
And
We're
that's
going
what
off
I'm
the
talking
topic
about.
of simp because I believe there's a difference between simps and people who delude themselves to the point where they're obsessed with this person. There's a difference between simping for someone and being obsessed with someone.
Right,
And
but
people who is obsessed with someone because they're literally going, making this extra effort. Simps are just people who I like this person. Please notice me. I'm going to give you my money so you notice me. That's going to give me joy for you reading out my name and saying you love me.
yeah,
That's where simp ends. It crosses over the line from simp to obsessive people when they actually actively, when they're not watching the stream, comb through their footage or go online to find out where they live or
no,
what they're
no,
doing right now
I
and where they're
understand. No, I
going.
fully understand what you're saying. No, but what I'm talking about is IRL streaming. In real life streaming
Yeah,
when
that's, that's,
women.
that's, that's what I'm saying. No,
Well,
that
when
is
you
not
do,
their, that
no,
is
it's
their
not
job.
their fault. It's not. It's really not. Don't get me wrong. It's not their fault, but it's also you're in public. You
Yeah.
somewhat should expect it. You're gonna get some motherfucker who's crazy enough to find out what boulevard. In America, what boulevard you're walking, what street you're currently walking, what restaurant you've gone to, and whatnot. You're gonna find that. It's like when you hear about people or guys who call who do they call fucking SWAT?
Swatting. Yeah.
Yeah,
But the thing is, again, they're just doing their job. Have to, they shouldn't have to, not do what they're doing just in case some crazy lunatic who loves them
yeah,
is going to show up. They shouldn't have to worry about that fact in the first place.
yeah. That's true, but it's like,
Because, that is just a problem with not just Thots,
mm-hmm.
it's for every creator.
No, that's true. That is very true. Like,
Like, it's just a fact of the the online generation that we're a part of.
yeah,
It's not their fault, it's the person's mental state who's coming to find out where they are. It's fully the person finding this person out's fault. It's not the person doing their job
yeah. I
for.
guess
Their
so.
job is doing shit. They shouldn't have to worry. They shouldn't have to change their job or change their routine just because of this one crazy person.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I mean, some people say trolling, but trolling stops when you go out your way.
There's a difference between trolling and harassment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree. Trolling stops when you go out of your way and start harassing. And that's when yeah, I'm in the same boat as you.
It's like the whole fucking Boogie situation when a guy showed up at his house.
Dude.
Boogie.
Well, yeah,
And
Boogie.
he pulled
Yeah,
out and he had to pull out a gun to protect himself and shit.
yeah. That was That was an
in my eyes,
interesting moment.
the guy was trolling him first up, like fully,
Yeah,
and Boogie's played into it. Like I admit that. But the second that guy showed up at Boogie's house,
should have shot him.
yeah, he should. He had the right to shoot him. So
Yeah.
that is no longer trolling. That is harassment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I never thought I'd see the day where I see fucking Boogie, the guy who rages about fucking video games, pull out a gun on someone.
Well, no one really saw Boogie's career collapse the way it had.
I mean, it was always going to end.
Yeah, all good things must come to an end. Either you know,
I
it's like
think
the IDOT
he
thing.
just. Well, he's starting to get more content now because IDOT is actually making good content again.
Yeah, but the whole girlfriend thing had left a mark on him, hadn't it? He should have just shut his mouth and not said anything. He should have just kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, but if someone's insulting your girlfriend, you're going to want to stick up with her, whether that be a smart situation or not. But like,
if you know your girlfriend's a hoe, you just tell that bitch, yo, bitch, stop hoeing.
I don't think she's a.
hoeing.
I don't think she's a hoe.
Bitch, stop hoeing. Please, for the love of God, just stop hoeing. No, but that's not the IDOT because he knew what he got into when he started dating the bitch.
Well, she started an OnlyFans before. No, she started the OnlyFans after she dated him, didn't she?
Yeah.
So obviously, like, she didn't just make it and then not tell him. She obviously told him she was going to do it, and he was like, "Yeah, do your thing."
I would have left her. I would have been like, alright, you can do that.
It goes back to the point that sex work is work. It's just her.
Well, that's not sex work, is it? That's not sex work.
OnlyFans is sex work.
No, it's not.
You're selling sexualized content to people. It's sex work.
Sex what?
People are.
Is she selling nude? Is she selling nude?
Yeah. I don't know what she's saying. I don't know, but it's sexualized pictures of her.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you know what I mean. She is selling her body, which is her right to do, to people who are paying for it. That is sex work.
Well, look, here it is. Look, a sex worker is someone... A sex worker is a person who is employed in the sex industry. The term is used...
And you're saying that OnlyFans isn't sex...
Hold on. The term is used in reference to all those areas of the sex work, including those who provide sexual services. I don't know, to me... Oh, here you go.
Sexual services?
Yeah, I guess so.
Pictures that people are jerking off to, that's sexual services, mate.
Let me Google this shit, and it's OnlyFans.
Yes. It is. Are you saying fucking Belle Delphine is not a sex worker?
Yes, Belle Delphine's a fucking sex worker as well, but she owns it. That's why. That's why I'm not hating. I rate her. She owns it.
She owns it. She literally put it on Twitter.
Exactly. That's what I'm not hating. I'm not hating. She owns that shit. Own it, girl. Get your money. Come on, girl. Work them small ass titties. You get what I mean?
I mean, she ain't got small titties.
Well, to me, work that little thin, work that thin body, girl. Do your thing. You get what I mean? So long as you own it, going back to my original point, own the shit. Own it. Stop trying to be Mother Teresa.
Full circle.
Stop trying to be Mother Teresa. And yeah, full circle. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening.
Is that the end? That's how we're ending it, yeah? Fucking sex work and OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's a full fucking circle, ain't it? But,
mate,
yeah.
The thing is, you look to get another podcast that starts out with goes how shit 2020 is, to the Game Awards, and then the rest of the conversation is just about sex work. That's
what the pandemic done. We're fucking horny.
It's not even that. I'm just like, this was a mess, but it was a fucking fun mess to be a part of.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. And remember the moral of this podcast. Whatever you do in life, so long as it isn't rape or murder or pedophilia,
No. Whatever you do, whatever the fuck you do, own it.
Yeah,
That's
just
the
own
moral.
that shit. Just walk up to people and be like, yeah, I'll do it with the kid. Well,
you
well,
just go to your neighbours. Hi guys, I am going to register as a sex offender tomorrow. Nice to meet you.
but anyways, yeah. Whatever minute thing you think you've done in life, own it. People make mistakes. People learn from it. Plain and simple. Anyway, have a wonderful day or night, whatever. Take care and have a good one. Bye.
See you guys.